What is she joking about? In the dressing room, Lone Screen looked at the police officer standing at the door and laughed nonchalantly. It's just a fact, I didn't spread any rumors. After speaking, she wanted to drink milk tea, but suddenly found herself handcuffed. Lone Screen panicked. What do you want to do? Ding! Wisnovel reminds you to click the subscribe button in the bottom right corner to read the complete novel. The police officer said expressionlessly. Did you post the video online? Did you say those things? If yes, then we're right. We didn't make a mistake. But she did do it. The police officers glanced at each other. Do you have any evidence to prove that she did it? None. In that underdeveloped small county many years ago, the innocent needed to prove themselves. But now, everything is different. Only Lone Screen remains stuck in the past. Like an uneducated fool. So, at the grand concert venue, Lone Screen was taken away in public. Less than 2 minutes later, the news exploded on the hot search list. Shortly after, I received a call from Evan Murray. Kira, watch TV, my variety show is airing. After disappearing for a few months, Evan finally reappeared on the big screen. I never expected that Evan's variety show was actually recorded at our high school. The screen kept flashing past old photos of Evan. He stood in front of the honor wall, with the school's academic ranking board behind him. Eagle-eyed viewers in the barrage spotted my name. Wait, isn't that Kira Depp? Can that bad woman win awards? Can she rank in the top 3 of the year? The fans who came excitedly to dig into the past suddenly fell silent. Because they didn't see Lone Screen's name on any of the lists. Almost all the lists had my name and Evan Murray's. No way, isn't Lone Screen the worst student? My heart is broken. The camera switched, showing Evan walking on campus with his former homeroom teacher. The homeroom teacher's hair had turned somewhat white, and there was a hint of awkwardness in their conversation. When asked if there were any regrets over the years, the homeroom teacher hesitated and said, "Probably just the matter of Kira Depp." The barrage instantly became lively. No way. Is there more to the story? Please don't tell me she was wrongly accused. The homeroom teacher sighed. Her academic performance was excellent, and she was very talented. If it weren't for the report made back then, she should have had a bright future. That incident happened on the eve of the college entrance examination, and it was taken seriously by all parties. I admit, we didn't investigate properly back then and hastily made the decision to expel her. Combining the news of Lone Screen being taken away a few days ago, netizens pieced together the truth. God, are they talking about Lone Screen reporting on her? So scary, she spread rumors about her, ruining a good student. Her grades were so good, how could the school easily expel her? Because Kira Depp's dad is an alcoholic, alcoholics cause trouble. As the variety show aired, the incident where my dad extorting the school $200,000 also came to light. Many people sympathized below. So pitiful, selling a daughter's innocence for a mere $200,000. If I had a father like that, I'd never go home again. That night, Lone Screen's social media account was flooded with people demanding her to apologize. I assent this bullying on campus? Lone Screen, come out and apology to her. Not long after, Lone Screen turned off the comments section. On that day, I received many heartwarming private messages. I said to Evan Murray, "Thank you." He replied, "Then invite me for a meal." I didn't expect that he would hide it from me and organize a class reunion. The attendees were high school classmates who had a good relationship with me. And the program team was recording the whole event. When I arrived for the appointment, I was surrounded by classmates at the door. Kira! Finally, I see you. You're getting more beautiful as you grow older. Many of our former classmates are already married and have children. In the peaceful small county, they don't pay much attention to what's happening on the internet. Such evaluations seem even more authentic. After a few rounds of drinks, Evan's appearance brought the atmosphere to a climax tonight. He pushed the door open, smiling casually. "Sorry, I'm late." No one expected him to come, and they all cheered. "Big star, you have to drink 3 cups as punishment." Evan laughed and sat next to me. handing me a glass of fruit wine. I drove here, so let Kira drink for me. At that moment, I had no idea that the barrage had exploded. Wow, so sweet. Is this what they call the love of a top student? Only family members would drink for others, right? After 3 glasses of wine, the alcohol burned in my stomach. It felt warm. I felt a bit tired in the latter part of the evening. Although I seemed to be listening with wide eyes, my brain was already emptied by alcohol. When the crowd dispersed, Evan settled the bill and came back to find me still sitting alone in the chair, motionless. Kira Depp, what are you doing? The fragrance on him made me a little infatuated. I leaned affectionately towards him. I'm going to sleep. My head will ache later, you don't need to worry about me. Evan bent down, approached me, and observed me for a while. You got drunk from so little alcohol? No. Then he helped me up. Come on, boarding, right? I can walk by myself. Evan teased, boarding? Where are you going? To your room. The photographer said. She needs someone to take care of her, or she might vomit and choke. Evan fell silent. After a while, he blocked the photographer's lens. Sorry, it's not convenient to live broadcast what happens later. The barrage was filled with question marks. Oh God, what does that mean? Why it's not convenient? What will you two do? Evan took me back to the hotel room and threw me on the bed. When he came out after changing his clothes, he saw me burying my head in the pillow, face down. Evan grabbed the back of my neck. Kira, I was only gone for a while. Can you be a bit more considerate? I leaned against him, holding a pillow in my hands, tears welling up as I looked at him. Evan's expression stiffened. I think I want. Evan's arms stiffly wrapped around me from behind, his eyes narrowed guardedly. What do you want to do? My breath was hot, even a bit scorching. I slowly moved closer to him and kissed his lips. Evan stiffened all over, not daring to move. After the kiss, I calmly bowed to him. Evan took a deep breath, his tone dangerous. Kira, I hope you can give me an explanation. He was about to crush my shoulder. I replied calmly, I'm not drunk. Evan's eyes darkened, and he asked slowly. If you're not drunk, why did you kiss me? That's my way of expressing friendliness, hoping you can enjoy me. You are seducing me. Evan cursed softly, covering my mouth. The dense and hot kiss quickly consumed my breath. His slender hands slid down my neck and inside. Ah, you're peeling me. I lay on my back in bed, my innocent face reflected on the ceiling. My limbs happily drew arcs on the bed. Hush. I heard Evan's soft coaxing in my ear, don't speak now. But you hurt me. Evan hummed, be good, I'll be gentle. Oh, my face is so red. Slow down. Shut up. The small lamp in the corner of the wall stayed on all night, intermingled with my murmurs and Evan's words. Let me be your child's stepfather. No, I don't. Say yes. If you say yes, I'll let you off. Okay. Good, keep going. Spring quickly passed by. I sent my dad to a place for gambling addiction treatment. Miss Kira, Miss Lone wants to know when you can meet her. I received another call from Lone Scrane's lawyer. She wanted to reconcile with me. The compensation she offered was very generous, almost half of her net worth. So, I went to meet her. Lone Scrane looked much worse, hiding at home every day after being released on bail, afraid to see anyone. There was an unhealthy paleness on her face. Kira, I know I was wrong. Can you forgive me and not let me go to jail? You see, when one's life is ruined, everyone is in pain. I asked her, what were you thinking when you walked into the homeroom teacher's office? I just wanted to give you a lesson and don't want you to be successful all time. But did my efforts to excel hurt you? I asked calmly. Lone Scrane, I studied hard, wanting to get into a good university. Did my efforts hurt you? Lone Scrane was speechless, tears streaming down her cheeks. I bluntly pointed out to her. You just don't want to work hard and can't stand seeing others work hard, so you chose to harm me in such a vicious way. Why do you think I would forgive you? Lone Screen seemed drained of all vitality, slumping on the sofa. To this day, netizens are still harshly criticizing her. It is said that she developed depression. Previous contracts she had signed could not be fulfilled smoothly, resulting in high penalties for breach of contract. Of course, these are all stories for another time. Before the rainy season arrived, Evan came to S-City again to hold a concert. I rushed over from the mentor's place and happened to catch him singing the last song. It was Evan's debut work. Her in the Corner. The lyrics lingered in the night sky. I remember her most beautiful by the window. Years have passed, becoming a shadow in my heart. The last line of the song was, "How are you?" This time, Evan added 2 words, Kira Depp. I stood outside the venue, watching the live broadcast on the big screen, tears unknowingly streaming down my face. Many nights in the past, while listening to her in the corner, I would quietly wonder, could it be that the person he mentioned is me? But it was just a fleeting thought, mustering up the courage to consider. All the speculations found their answers tonight. Evan stood in the center of the stage, with all the spotlights shining on him. Kira Depp, you once said your youth exited in a gloomy manner. But 7 years later, you are still standing here. In my heart, you will always be the formidable Kira Depp. It is my honor to like you. The screams of the young people almost overturned the stadium in S-City. It was an unprecedented live broadcast with tremendous popularity. That night, Evan's words, "It is my honor to like you," climbed the hot search lists. In the dim corner backstage, I was being held by Evan, kissing me recklessly. His warm voice whispered into my ears. "Say it again, will you give me a name? I lack nothing, would I be a good stepfather to the child?" I blinked, I don't have a child. That child belongs to my boss. You misunderstood. At that moment, the expression on Evan's face was brilliant. I decided to round things off and asked him, "Evan, do you enjoy being a stepfather to people?" Suddenly, loud laughter erupted from the next room. Accidentally hearing the embarrassing boss, the employees dispersed in laughter. Evan's face darkened. He pinched my chin and silenced me. I protested, "I can't date a celebrity. I need to focus on my studies. I won't interfere with you. I swear, I will let you graduate peacefully." In the end, I agreed. Evan kept his promise. After the high-profile announcement, my life surprisingly wasn't affected by the attention. Because Evan's Instagram bio was changed to, "Do not disturb Kira Depp, or I will show you the door." Any marketing accounts attempting to sneak photos were warned by Evan's studio with legal letters. After a few actions, no one dared to do so. Later, to cooperate with Evan's management company, I registered a social media account. On the first day, many people were tagging me frantically. "Kira, Evan Murray broke his promise again, break up quickly." I clicked on the video, only to find a picture taken of me during a recent class. Caption, "Who understands? This is the charm of unrequited love." No wonder Evan Murray likes her, I like her too. A few minutes ago, Evan actually liked this post. Fans teased below, saying one thing, doing another. "Evan, I will complain it to Kira." I earnestly looked at it for a while, then sent the link to Evan. He quickly replied, "You look so beautiful, I can't control myself." Okay. After that, I quietly closed my phone and went to discuss modifying my thesis with the professor. When I checked my phone again after finishing, the messages were exploding. Breaking news, Evan Murray is making moves again. Is he trying to seduce Kira Depp? On Evan's personal page, a set of youthful and handsome photos was posted. Wearing a white shirt hidden behind flowing curtains, his profile facing the light, exuding a captivating charm. Oh my, look at that waist. That night, I took a taxi to Evan's apartment. The next day, Evan posted on Instagram. "The paparazzi outside have dispersed, she hasn't woken up yet." 3 years flew by in an instant. I graduated successfully. Having stayed in the city of S for 3 years, I had already adapted to the climate of the city where I used to work. Therefore, Evan and I had not moved. In the past 2 years, we had been traveling all over the place. The day I returned to the city, it happened to snow. Former colleague Blair and her boyfriend came to the airport to pick me up. Look at the car we bought. Finally, no more running around in the wind and rain. Evan was at home that night, and I should have gone straight home. But my former boss suddenly contacted me, asking if I was willing to come back to work. It was just a probing question. She offered a higher salary, but due to my upcoming good news with Evan, she wasn't sure if I wanted to continue working. Blair sat in the car and said warmly, "If I were you, I would just lay at home every day and let my husband take care of me. Why do you need to endure this suffering? By the way, are you planning to continue reporting on gossip news?" "No, I plan to focus on social news. Most likely, it will have nothing to do with the entertainment industry. Influenced by past experiences, I wanted to help marginalized groups who needed a voice in my future life. After having dinner with my boss, my job was basically settled. By the time I got home, it was almost 11 o'clock. I had just stepped inside when Evan hugged me from behind. His voice was filled with drowsiness. "Done?" "Yes, all done." Then I saw the cake on the table. And the now cold dishes. "You didn't eat dinner?" "No, I was waiting for you." I felt inexplicably guilty. "I'm sorry." "Why?" Evan casually placed a gift in my hand. "Why are you saying sorry?" "Because I might be going abroad to study next month, and I don't know how long I'll be gone." Evan paused for a moment and said, "That's nothing to apologize for. We've only just met." Feeling reluctant, I hugged Evan. He chuckled and said with a teasing tone, "So you can't bear to part with me, why not take me along?" When Evan mentioned going together, we truly went together. I spent a few years in Europe. Evan accompanied me during those years in Europe. Although his new album was still being released continuously, his exposure had decreased significantly. Evan's fans called him the romantic brain. When asked, they would say he was abroad chasing his wife. In the blink of an eye, 3 more years passed. Due to my outstanding performance, I was transferred back to my home country and joined the radio station. On the same day, Evan made a high-profile return to the country, causing a sensation in the music industry. We walked hand in hand at the airport. One was a well-known news anchor, and the other was a phenomenal king of the music industry. The fans who came to pick him up almost blocked the airport's path. As we were leaving the terminal, a man's impatient voice suddenly came from nearby. "You've been played around by men. Why pretend to be so pure with me?" I followed the voice and saw a girl following behind a man, bowing her head, apologizing cautiously. Suddenly, the man slapped her without warning. Seeing me stop, Evan also stopped. Following my gaze, Evan saw the man. "Oh, isn't that the boss of Z Entertainment? Infamous. I heard there are many shady deals under his name." I remained silent for a few seconds, and Evan understood. "Got it. You're off to dig up news again, aren't you?" If this news was done well, it would become my breakthrough in the domestic workplace. Evan's agent looked concerned. "But fans want to see your sweet interactions. With this buzz, you can reach new heights." "It's okay, it'll be the same next time." Evan smiled and nudged me. "Go on, I'll be waiting for you to come home for dinner tonight." He stood in the light, smiling lightly. I took the microphone handed to me by a colleague and gave Evan a kiss. "Thank you, I love you." I turned around, leading the photographer, and walked into the bustling crowd. Many years later, I reached the top of the industry. Evan was asked about the report that shook the entire news industry at the time. "Mr. Murray, how were you so sure back then that she would succeed? Weren't you worried?" "Not at all." Evan smiled and said, "Because the Kira Depp I knew was invincible."